Okay, we got a 2015 Yamaha S Max 150. I'm gonna show you how I replace the tire on the rear tire and so on. So first thing to do, take the screws, nice and dirty. I mean, you're supposed to wash it before you start doing a job like that, but it is what it is. Start taking off the make loose the screws from the exhaust, the 14mm. And next step we're gonna do it, we're gonna start unloosing the line from the brake line over here, and also I'm gonna take it off this cover for the radiator. Okay, there's 3 screws, 8mm. Okay, this is out. Next step is gonna be taking the screws from the two 12mm. They're on the bottom with the manifold, the exhaust manifold. I mean, I did a couple times, so I know where are they. Basically, just to show you, there are under here, those two over here. You can see it. After you take those two out, the 2 screws from the bottom, you're gonna take the 14mm, the 14mm. If you don't remember, if you remember right, the all 3 are the same size. I'm gonna double check right now. The screws from the exhaust, the 12mm, are bronze, I think is the material. I don't remember exactly, but it's not. You can see from the color, it's not regular stainless steel. Okay, hold on, over here. So make loose all of them, take the bottom screws. Over here. And yes, the whole 3 the same way. The same, what's it called? The same dimension. There is a the O2 sensor attached to the exhaust. So now, if you're gonna just replace the tire, try not to damage it. So just put the exhaust like that. So you're not gonna just put the exhaust in the floor like that. But try not to move it too much. Otherwise, if you're gonna damage the O2 sensor, is gonna be a problem. Next step, we're gonna take it off the 14mm, actually the 10mm over here. Those 2. Okay, so we're gonna take it off the 14, 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna take it off the 10mm over here. So actually, I'm gonna take it off the bottom, so at least you got more measurement. 10mm are the same size, like as a how you say now? The same long, I guess. After that, you're gonna take the 12mm over here that hold the caliper in the back. Okay. Okay, those exactly the same. All the screws from over here in the back, they're almost they're unique for where they go, so you cannot mix them up. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the calipers out. Let's say move the rims that is not gonna scratch move the caliper that's not gonna scratch the rims. Brakes is still in good condition. Put on the side. Where we're gonna put it? We're gonna put it over here. Let's say like that. Okay, 14 millimeter. This goes out 1, 2, and 3. First of all, actually, let's take the 24 millimeter that hold the tire over here in the middle. Pretty tight. So this is 24 millimeter. There is also a bearing inside here, and there is a couple of washers and the spacer. So when we take it apart, we're gonna see it. So 1, 2, and 3 in the bottom over here. Pretty tight. There's actually those 14 millimeter. The two on the top, they got washers. They go over here. And the one in the bottom, I don't think it has. I don't remember what. They're different. Those two are almost similar to the what's called the brake caliper, but they got a washer in there. 14. Those are 12. So don't mix them up. Even if you will mix them up, you're gonna understand they're not the same. And then we got an extra longer one that goes in the bottom. So let's try to keep it all together. So you're not gonna mix them, and yeah, the brake, what's called the mount is out basically. So there is some kind of clips. I don't know how to say that. It goes inside here. So every time you take it off, you gotta pound them a little bit or with a screwdriver. Okay, what you're gonna do, okay, that's it. Just put a little bit pressure with the flat screwdriver over here. It doesn't come off even because it's like super dirty. So the owner probably doesn't wash this often. And yeah, that's a bracket off. That was the bearing I was telling you. There's actually a bearing. There's a seal. Always double check them. And there is a spacer in the outside side over here. So this is nothing gonna come apart. Just leave it like that, and the tire is out. There's another spacer inside that goes like that. So the big part is attached to the rim like that. So you're gonna take it off like that, because you can see also here, this part over here goes inside the bracket like that. Boom. Hope you guys can see it. And yeah, pretty much it's it. And the rim is up. Just slide off. Okay, so we're back with the tire. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean it a little bit. Just pull some grease from the axle, so it's gonna be better for what we're gonna take it apart next time. Do the job, and it prevents to the rust. Okay. So I put some Kenda tires. It's a Taiwanese company. It's they really last enough time, and I mean, they're not the best in the world, but you know, it's they're good. This is actually the Kenda's the original tire for the Yamaha Zuma, the 125 that comes with it from factory. The previous, now they are a different brand. Now it's called Duro, I think. The new Yamaha Zuma. But anyway, okay, so we go back, we pull the spacer, let's see if it's clean a little bit, clean it up, put some grease. Simple as that. I pull grease all over the place all the time because those bikes over here in New York, they use it most for delivery, so they got a lot of miles on it. I mean, not really a lot, but this one, for example, has 24,000 miles on it. So it's better like you put grease all over all the parts that you take it apart. So when I'm gonna take it apart again, it's gonna be it's not gonna be rusty, and you know, it's gonna be easy to take it apart. Try to clean a little bit. Okay, so yeah, let's put some grease in here and here over there. If you can see it. Yeah. Okay, so let's put some grease over here. The bedding is good, you can feel it, doesn't make any grinding noise. Let's put some grease over here in the inside hole, so this is gonna slide better when we're gonna put it together. And yeah, we got like that, middle, and then we're gonna put it back like that, and we got it. Good. First, just put the 24mm, just tied by hands like that right now, and we're gonna start back with the screws that we take it off. It's a 14mm, the longer one. Always put grease. I put grease like that on the threads for the same reason. Every time when you take it apart, it's gonna be easier. And then we got the two screws, 14mm with the washes. It's gonna be happening the same thing. Put a little bit grease on the threads. Okay, so I'm gonna tie the 24mm in the middle. That's it. This one usually goes tied by 70 Nm roughly, but with the gun you're gonna feel it. As soon as like you just do like 2-3 hit, like I did it, and it's around 70 foot-pounds roughly. What you're gonna do next, what I'm gonna do next is gonna be all the screws that I tie with the little ratchet, electric ratchet. I always overcheck it because I don't really like the it's not really, I don't know, I kind of don't trust them, this electric thing. I mean, the big gun is different, but the little like drills and ratchet stuff like that, I don't really like. I feel better when I tie it by hands. Okay, so double check the brakes. The caliper moves, it's a good thing. Pretty tight and pretty dirty also. Okay, so let's put it back. And just this caliper, don't pull it too much. And just open the pads and slide it inside. Like that. Next step is gonna be put the 12mm over here, the one that I showed you before. Just clean a little bit with the rag, put some grease, as the other ones like that, just a little bit. Same over here, and the second one. Okay. Always start tying by hands, so you know, at least it doesn't cross the threads or something. So you just you know, do a couple spins with the hands like that to make sure. That's in place, and then double check by hands. Okay. Okay, so now next step is going to be the 10mm that we take it off. Always, that's my personal thing, always pull the grease a little bit, just so there was one with the washers that by the size you can see it goes over here, and did I put grease? No. Okay, so I'm going to put this one first 10mm. Then a little bit of grease, put the second one. Those, I mean, a 10mm, don't over tighten it because they're gonna break. They're really easy to break. So just double check like that. That's it. So yeah, so okay, so tight. This is tight. The middle is tight. The 14 is tight. That's it. Put the exhaust on it, and we're ready to rock and roll. Move over here. Next step we're gonna put the exhaust. How we're gonna put the exhaust is get ready with one screw. Pull over here, pull somewhere that's handy, and so you're gonna find the exhaust manifold over here. You're gonna find the place. What is it? It's always a little bit tricky. When you gotta take it off, it's easy, but when you gotta put it back together without taking a look at it, it's a little bit tougher. Alright, I guess it's not gonna happen. So you have a nice ergonomic carpet that I always use for this type of job. So what you do, lift the exhaust with one hand, you hold it almost in place, and then try to find the hole in the bottom over here. And when it's almost in place, pull the screws just to hold it. So we just hand tighten this one a little bit just to hold the exhaust in place, and we're gonna go down here, double check that the exhaust gasket didn't come off when we take the exhaust out, because there's a little gasket in the bottom where the intake exhaust manifold is. Okay. Okay, so perfect. Like I said, let's hand tie everything for now, and I'm gonna clean the bolts a little bit, the screws. Okay, grease. As always, okay. Little grease in all the nuts and the other screws too. don't what I do usually do not overtie the top. I mean the all screws in the exhaust. Because you gotta make sure it goes straight perfect in the manifold first. Then you tie the manifold in the bottom with 12 millimeter. Okay, so tie. The bottom screws are tight from the exhaust. We're gonna just put the cover and we're ready to go. I'm gonna tell this guy to wash it. So that's it, pretty much that's it. And that's it. The tire is in, the exhaust is in. Let's try to start it, see if it makes noise. And that's it. Everything ready to go.